The universal flag is a symbol that represents our global community, transcending differences while honoring the uniqueness and commonality of all people. The Universal Flag Companies have reached out to over 67 countries because half our world, 3 billion people, live on less than $1 a day. Brian D. McClure's mission is to spread this symbol globally, to inspire and give hope to people in need. Make a donation today to the people who need it most. Help global empowerment prosper through the Universal Flag Companies and make a donation now. For more information, go to www.universalflag.com. That's universalflag.com.
Good day, and welcome to A Call to Consciousness with author and host Brian McClure. Brian and his guests share their personal stories to empower you in knowing that you too are the difference makers in our world. Now, here's your host, Brian McClure.
Hello, this is your host, Brian McClure, and welcome to A Call to Consciousness. This show is brought to you by the Universal Flag Companies. The Universal Flag and symbol represents the oneness of everyone and everything. The end of global poverty will come when each of us remembers the truth of our oneness. When we remember that when any one being suffers, it has an effect on us all. Please join the thousands of others around the globe and display your universal flag or symbol. The opportunity to spread the truth of our oneness rests with us. For more information, please visit the Universal Flag website at universalflag.org. Tonight we are very pleased to have as our guest James O'Day. James has been the president of the Institute of Noetic Sciences since 2003. The Institute of Noetic Sciences, or IONS as it is referred to, is a nonprofit membership organization founded in 1973 by astronaut Captain Edgar Mitchell. Prior to joining IONS, James spent 10 years as the director of the Washington office of Amnesty International, where he testified before Congress, met with 2 U.S. presidents and numerous foreign heads of state and government leaders, and represented Amnesty International to the State Department, the White House, and the World Conference on Human Rights. Subsequently, he spent 5 years as executive director of SIVA, a nonprofit organization dedicated to international health and development issues in Latin America, Asia, and on American Indian reservations. SIVA is a Sanskrit word meaning service. James lived and worked in Turkey and Lebanon and witnessed civil conflict and massacres, which influenced him deeply. He brings to IONS a sense of urgency about the issues the world currently faces, as well as his Irish sense of humor and love of language. James, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Good to be with you.
You know what? Before we start talking about IONS, the listeners and I would love to know a little bit about you, about your background, where you were born and raised, and what life was like for you and your family.
Sorry. Yes, I was born in Ireland in the 50s, and I moved when I was just turning 12 to England, so I have that combination of the Irish hot blood and the English cool temper. And I went to a school in London that could have been Hogwarts, but wasn't quite. You know, Hogwarts, the magical school in
Absolutely.
Harry Potter. It was called Haberdasher's Asks Hatcham Grammar School for Boys. Actually, later in my life, I was, vice principal of a school in Turkey, and when I was arriving, they told me that the senior class of this school was a very elite school in Turkey, the Tarsus American School. They said, well, these kids are really tough, and they've been chewing up teachers. So I went in and I said, look, I was born in Ireland, and the Irish are hot-blooded, and they like to fight, and they're very strong-willed people. And I said, then I also grew up in England, and the English are very cool and reserved and difficult to know. And I said to them, guys, you'll not know which day it is, will you? It worked